In the right situation, a battery operated pressure cleaner can really help you out. That situation is going to be if you don't have water and you're able to carry it around in a bucket. In fact, this YardForce model that we have here comes with its own bucket that you can kind of carry around. It's collapsible. I did not use this because I needed a little bit more water, so I was carrying around a 5-gallon bucket and using this to clean some of the AC condensers that we have around different buildings. It really works well because there's no hoses out there, and I needed something to get in and just rinse things down a little bit. You don't need high pressure in that situation, so this worked absolutely wonderful, and I don't need a lot of water. So again, this just all combined together comes out for the perfect thing. Now I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions on this YardForce model. It is an 18 volt and it is going to give you somewhere in the range of 500 PSI. That's going to be with the 0 degree tip, and I'm going to tell you the GPM on it's pretty low, so that 0 degree tip is not going to do a ton of cleaning fast. That's kind of your balance here. You need to find a use for this where it mixes. Out on a boat, you're going to be able to clean things down and use this to get water up like a hose. You're not going to get a ton of gallons per minute, but you are going to get the water that you need, probably right out of the lake, up, and you'll be able to wash your boat. That's one thing. Cleaning condensers, cleaning windows like I did would also be another great one. This has a lot of different things that comes with it, including this brush. Now this brush clicks on in kind of a quick connect way. I'll call this an old school way compared to how some work. You just push it in and twist. Now there's no soap going to be able to come out when you have it on like this with the brush. And that's something I think would be great because I'd use this brush with soap, not exactly just with water. The brush is not overly stiff, which I think is good. It's probably not going to scratch. I'm not going to use it on my cars though, just in case. Now the wand that comes with this is 2-piece. I wish I could take this outer piece and drop it in here. I can't, it's a different size. So when I'm using this wand, I have to use it in its long format. I do have some different things to click through on this end. It is a 0 degree, 25 degree, 40 degree, and then sort of a shower situation. We also have a soap container that clicks in here, and we'll show you how that works next. Bear with me on the noise inside this area. It's going to echo a little bit, but I just want to show you the different tips and how this is going to work, because a lot of people are going to ask, can I use this to wash a car or wash a boat? And I have a bucket here with some water in it, so we're sucking things up. You can also hook this up to a hose, but it's not going to change any pressure. We're on the same 25 degree tip that we had outside cleaning the condensers. There's not much pressure here at all, but it does put out a decent amount of water. Let's go down to the 0 degree tip. That looks a lot better, and it does sting when you put your hand in front of it. So that's pretty good. The 0 degree tip is going to be great, not something you're going to wash cars with. And as you've seen outside, it didn't really do a lot of cleaning on the air conditioners, but it does have some power, so it might have some use. Here's a 40 degree spray. That might be something great for rinsing things off. Now here's just a higher gallon per minute, like shower spray. Not much there, right? You're gonna say, yeah, it kind of works. Again, it would work great if you were just rinsing something off. So here is their soap spray. Now I have this mixed 50-50 with some McGuire's Gold soap and some water. That works excellent. It gives me a nice foam, it's not a foam cannon by any means, but it gives me a nice coverage worth of soap that I can work with. So if you did want to use this, it is awesome. The other cool thing about this that I don't see on all other, let's say, spray nozzles, they really have a shorter can. So I can set this guy down. I'm not a big fan of putting things on the paint, but I can set that down and it stays up. It doesn't tip over, even if it's empty. And sometimes if you have these and you're using them and you put them on something, they will tip over, all the soap will leak out. So we have a soapy car. Let's go back to our spray nozzle and let's just see what the shower does. It's somewhat painful to take the soap off, I'll admit. Here's a 40 degree. That works pretty good, 25 degrees. Much better. So if you wanted to wash your car with this because you didn't have any water or hoses outside and you had a 5-gallon bucket and you wanted to go through, you definitely could do that. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. For reference, here is what I would estimate a 1300, maybe 1100 PSI, 1.1 gallon electric pressure washer. I'll just show you the difference. We have a 25 degree tip on here. Significantly more pressure, a lot of time savings while you're going over this because there's a lot more water coming out, but at the same point you need a hose. So now you understand exactly what you're getting, and if you still have a use for this, it's actually pretty interesting how it all goes together. You have just basically a quick connect that you would find on any garden hose that will go on here, and in fact they send you another quick connect that will connect up to your garden hose. So if you wanted to use this in a situation where you might have a little bit of pressure but you had water, you could use it. I don't see that as a main use for most people. I see them all using this hose that comes with it, which there you got 6, 12, about 18 feet, and then a ball that's going to help this float on the water. So you're going to be able to move around. So that'll float in a 5-gallon bucket, or it will float in a lake, ditch, whatever you have that's going to provide water. So you have a fairly significant amount of hose that you can move around with. The battery is in a compartment around back. Now it is not fully water sealed back here, so I wouldn't drop this in the lake, but there is a little bit of rubber around it. This battery is a 2P battery from YardForce, and the fuel gauge on it is pretty simple. You can just push the button and it actually displays a numerical number for the percent of it being charged. I like that. It charges up pretty quick, takes about an hour on the included charger. There are multiple ports on here, so it's going to balance charge. It's not just a cheap 2 or 3 prong charger. I like that too. It'll probably help this battery last a little bit longer. It's going to measure the temperature, make sure it's all balanced and everything else. That's good. So overall quality of this, pretty nice. For what you're paying for it, it's going to give you a long duty cycle, I believe, and you also have a bag that you can put all this stuff in and store it in your boat, store it together so you're not going to lose it. And since some of this stuff comes apart, it all fits in this bag quite nicely along with the hose. Now again, we said that this soap sprayer works absolutely amazing. So for some people, I could see being out on a boat and just using this to get soap up and then using your other scrub brush just to get around. This is amazing. So if you wanted it to go without anything also, you could just simply fill that with water and then you could use that as another sprayer. It's a little bit more effective to me than using the like rain spray that's on the end of that nozzle. Overall, if you need something to grab water from a bucket or from a lake or somewhere else, these battery operated pressure cleaners are pretty sweet. I'll leave a link to this one below. You can check it out. I know Amazon Prime days are coming up. This is going to be probably a pretty good deal then. Make sure you check that link, price it out there. I appreciate your time. Give me your comments below. Would you use this? Do you find a use? What do you think? I know there's other brands. Do you have other brands? What's going on? Tell me what's happening. I appreciate that. Give us a like in this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.